Changes to Washington law kicked in this month, and tonight we're hearing from law enforcement about how that impacts their daily work.
And it's going to be a hot, hazy weekend, and I'm tracking big changes in the weather for next week, all coming up in your First Alert weather forecast.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 5 on your side.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Alyssa Warner. U.S. Army Captain Donald Frumke grew up in Yakima. He was killed fighting overseas in World War II, but for decades, someone else has been buried in his grave. It's a story you'll only see on Apple Valley News Now. He served in the 101st Airborne Division and was killed in action in 1944 during Operation Market Garden, the U.S. effort to free the Netherlands from German occupation. Last year, military researchers tested the DNA of an unknown soldier interred in a cemetery in Holland. The results showed they belonged to this man. Now, officials are working to identify the person mistakenly buried in his place and to bring him back home.
I encourage all residents, especially veterans, to attend Captain Frumke's gravesite service here in Yakima or his public visitation in Ellensburg to show him and his family our thanks for the sacrifices that he made, the ultimate sacrifice.
The public visitations will be from noon until 6 on September 7th and 8th at Brookside Funeral Home in Ellensburg, and Frumke's graveside service is set for 11 a.m. on September 9th at Tahoma Cemetery in Yakima. Now let's switch gears and talk about your First Alert forecast. We're seeing that air quality go back down once again. Stacey Lee is tracking that for us.
That's right. It's been hazy today. Again, our air quality in yellow means moderate. And again, we have pockets of green, which is good air quality. But we're going to see the haze in the air through the weekend. Here's what the colors mean. If you remember last weekend, we were down in this unhealthy and very unhealthy category. We should stay moderate to maybe slightly unhealthy through the weekend. So be prepared for that. Your evening planner, if you're heading out to the Benton Franklin Fair and Rodeo, pleasant evening out there. Again, hazy conditions down to 76 at 8 o'clock. In Yakima, again, little smoke and haze in the air. We're going to be dropping down to 75 by 8 o'clock tonight. And in Walla Walla, again, widespread smoke and haze through the region, dropping down to 73 degrees. Here's what you can expect this weekend. Again, that widespread smoke and haze, a dry, hot weekend. We are tracking some showers moving up next week, but we have much cooler temperatures as we get into the first week of school. I'll get into all of that in your First Alert full weather forecast. Alyssa?
Thanks, Stacey. Tonight marks 1 week since devastating wildfires tore through Spokane County. And earlier today, a disaster assistance center opened up for people now facing rebuilding. That includes many people living near Medical Lake, where the Gray Fire is still burning. It's considered about 70% contained as of tonight, but people are being allowed to go back and see if their homes survived. One family says they were getting ready for a camping trip last week when they heard about the fire getting closer and abruptly started preparing to evacuate instead.
Yeah, even packing, we're just like, this happens to other people, you know. Yeah, and even when we're grabbing things, we're just like, I don't want to have to put that back, you know, or that's a hassle to, you know, bring back.
Well, now they're sifting through piles of debris, trying to salvage anything they can find from the home that sheltered their family for decades. Meanwhile, the Oregon fire, also in Spokane County, is considered 16% contained, with more than 1,000 firefighters working to get it under control. This is burning northeast of the city of Spokane, up towards the Pend Oreille County line. Earlier this week, we talked about checking in on your insurance policy to see what natural disasters are covered. One family in this area says they got an unpleasant and very expensive surprise when they called their insurance company to talk about damage from the fires.
We called them up and they just says kind of, well, you know, we looked over your policy and it does not cover wildfires, so you're on your own.
So all this, these repairs.
35 years of home insurance for nothing.
Insurance officials told us earlier this week that wildfires are covered by standard home and rental insurance policies, but vehicle insurance policies might not include wildfire coverage unless you pay extra. And we continue to track the fallout from deadly wildfires in Hawaii. Maui County is now suing 4 electric companies, saying they ignored warnings from the National Weather Service and acted negligently by not shutting down equipment that could start a fire in extreme wind. Maui County says the inaction led to the loss of life, severe injuries, destruction of homes, and damage to cultural and historic sites. The complaint estimates the cost of rebuilding at upwards of $5 billion. And hundreds of people are still missing after those fires, but amid the devastation, we are seeing communities coming together to rebuild. Mike Valerio has a look at the progress so far.
This one was used to be a restaurant called Longy's.
There is agony in every stone of Lahaina's Front Street. Utility teams solemnly at work. Memories of what happened here of visceral and mournful force.
People were jumping in the water, but also there's no air because the fire's eating all of the oxygen, right, in the air.
Glassblower Ryan Staub takes us to his art gallery, what remains of it.
I'm kind of overwhelmed right now, honestly. I'm kind of like this right here, this blue and green in here, this was artwork. This was a stand for a piece. You know, these were my windows where we had tons of beautiful glass art, and now there's just piles of rubble.
But amid the devastation, there is compassion, the Hawaiian spirit of Ohana family.
On the ground, it is just a lot of gratitude.
Pharmacist Dr. Corey Lejano is devoting his dream, his business, to give away medications, thousands of doses, he says, absolutely free to those in Lahaina who lost everything.
I know that we've administered thousands and thousands of doses of medication, whether that be the expensive injectables for those battling diabetes or any type of behavioral health medications. We've done it across the board.
Amid all of this, there is a feeling among many of duty to stay in Lahaina and help its rebirth.
Will Lahaina make a comeback? Yes, it will.
You do have that hope.
Yes, and will I stick around to help Lahaina make a comeback? I will.
There are, literally thousands of people who need stability and who need something to look to. And as trusted healthcare professionals, we have that mantle and that responsibility to take care of that.
I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
Well, it's been 10 days since the final piece of a new state law kicked in, making it so that law enforcement officers can arrest someone the first time they're caught with illegal drugs. In that time, local police and sheriff's deputies say they've been busy. Today, we spoke with officers about how the change in the law has impacted their day-to-day work.
Now, trying to reverse some of that time and I guess just pure complacency for the narcotic users and having used drugs all over the place. And so we're trying to make up that ground, if you will, and get back to where we were.
Now, the new law, created in a special session of the state legislature earlier this year, increases the consequences of being caught with illegal drugs, but it also offers more resources to help treat addiction and to keep people out of jail if they're willing to go through treatment. Yakima County had 15 fentanyl overdose deaths in 2018. By 2021, that number was up to 53. That's a more than 250% increase. It's a problem that led Senator Maria Cantwell to hold a roundtable today in Yakima with local leaders and people who have faced the fentanyl crisis firsthand. Locals spoke about the need for more federal funding for treatment programs and making it easier to access, getting more staffing for existing programs. But for those who have overdosed and who have seen loved ones die from fentanyl, they say what helped them the most was access to medically assisted treatment like methadone and doctors who are willing to prescribe it, plus having access to a support system and workers at treatment programs that care.
Honestly, if it wasn't for my family or me overdosing at one time to actually finally snap out of it, I think I would honestly ended up dead.
Now, Senator Cantwell says one thing they're already working on at the federal level is to pass the Fend Off Fentanyl Act, which she says would give the DEA more ability to go after major drug cartels. A Tri-Cities dealership is giving back to the community by making sure that local students get everything they need to head back to school. Northwest Premier Auto Superstore in Kennewick put together more than 300 backpacks filled with pencils, crayons, markers, notebooks, and other supplies, then handed them out for free. They also offered food, games, and other fun for the whole family. Art Garcia with NWP says it's all about giving to families who need just a little helping hand so that kids can feel confident on their first day of school.
Well, we just wanted to do something for the community, help out the kids. There's a lot of needy families out there, kids that can start the school and go on without. So we wanted to do something, just to give back to the community. Fun event. Got the bouncy house, free food, free backpacks filled with supplies, and just make it a fun event for the kids.
In a little more than an hour, the backpacks were all spoken for. Some of the supplies were donated through the community as well as from the dealership. Now, as the school year is getting underway across the country, some districts are already facing shutdowns because so many people have gotten sick. 2 districts in Kentucky and 1 in Texas temporarily closed this week after a surge of COVID, flu, and strep cases. And health experts are once again warning we could see a triple threat this year with COVID, the flu, and RSV all potentially circulating at the same time. Some parts of the country are already seeing more people hospitalized with COVID-19. You can see that heat map here. And although the numbers are still much lower than what we saw during the pandemic, they are rising. The CDC says if you test positive for the virus, you need to take responsibility for isolating yourself for at least 5 days, longer if you still have symptoms after that. Now we're taking a look outside. It's going to be a hot weekend, maybe the final blast of summer. We're also seeing some haze moving back into the region though. Stacey Lee is tracking that for us coming up. And still ahead on Apple Valley News now at 6, brand new cars being recalled because of a software issue that might get you speeding a little faster than you expected. We're talking about that next.
This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. You can go farther, tow more, and bring along everyone you love. Your road to happiness begins in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT Turbo Max pickups, or get $6,000 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your community Chevy dealers.
It's a factory authorized clearance at Blue Compass RV. Before the 24s arrive, every 23 must go. Every reasonable offer will be accepted. All 23s come with an exclusive 1-year VIP membership to RV Complete. A $5,000 value only Blue Compass can provide. If you've ever dreamed of owning a new RV, now is your time. Every 23 must go at the factory authorized clearance only at Blue Compass RV.
McCurley got involved here a lot of years ago, probably over 25 years ago, with helping out the youth at our fairs. We have a lot of agriculture in this part of the country, a lot of farmers. We do 3 fairs, and it's just a great program that we'd like to contribute and be a part of. Just to see the effort they put into the program and just that smile on the face and thank yous. They always send us little baskets of candy or whatever, just thanking us to, thank you for buying my pig, thank you for buying my cow. It's just the excitement of seeing these kids, how grateful they are. So it's very rewarding for us. McCurley gives back. That's one thing we do. We're not just here to sell you cars, we're also here to give back and to be a part of that family, part of that connection community. I'm Joe Klein, I'm driving change at McCurley.
Find your way home in a new, used, or certified pre-owned vehicle from McCurley Chevrolet.
Great Floors is rolling out the red carpet and celebrating over 50 years with store-wide discounts and savings, including instant savings on Karastan products designed to inspire beautiful living. Want to recreate your space? Our team of experts will help you find the perfect flooring and tile for every room, including a huge selection of Karastan carpet and LVP. We also offer 12-month financing. Visit our showroom today and celebrate life on Great Floors.
Hells Canyon and the Snake River. Fly the Northwest, Tuesday at 6.
We are tracking developing news out of Southern California tonight. A Marine has died after an F-18 Hornet crashed near San Diego late last night. The jet was part of the Marine All-Weather Fighter Attack Squadron 224, which is based out of South Carolina. Officials told ABC News that incident happened during a training flight near Marine Corps Air Station Miramar. The Marine's name will not be released until 24 hours after next of kin notifications are finished. We have a consumer alert tonight. Hyundai is recalling almost 40,000 new Elantra HEVs because of a software error that can make the car speed up as soon as you take your foot off the brake. Now, the recall is for vehicles made from 2021 until 2023, and Hyundai will have notification letters sent to owners by the middle of October. But if you're concerned about this, in the meantime, you can check the NHTSA website to see if your vehicle is on the list. And if so, you can take it to any Hyundai dealership for a free fix. Members of the United Auto Workers Union have overwhelmingly approved a possible strike against the big three automakers. The union says that 97% of those voting approved a strike authorization against General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis, which sells Ram, Dodge, Jeep, and Chrysler vehicles. The union is demanding significant pay raises, at least 40%, to match the pay increases that chief executive officers of the big three have made over the past 4 years. The union is also trying to win back some of the concessions that it lost more than 15 years ago and protect members during the transition to electric vehicles in the years ahead. These possible strikes, if they continue forward, could take place next month. And we continue to see more severe weather across the nation tonight. At least 5 people are dead, hundreds of thousands without power after a series of storms that included 4 tornadoes that hit Michigan overnight. Now, none of those tornadoes were particularly strong, but even a weak tornado means wind speeds that can be 80 or 90 miles per hour. That's enough, as you see here, to bring down trees and rip roofs off of buildings. Officials in Wayne County, Michigan, which includes Detroit, declared a state of emergency today because of flooding from a couple of days of extreme rain, power outages, and all of that storm debris.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
Well, we've been talking about smoke and haze all week long. I thought we should take a look at our smoke map. And again, pretty much the entire state of Washington is covered by smoke and haze. Air quality, not so bad tonight, but check out Bend and down in the Medford area. They have the poor air quality that we saw here last weekend. As we zoom in and fast forward through the weekend, again, we're going to continue to see the smoke and haze. It's because of the northern flow of wind. So all the smoke and haze coming down from the Canadian wildfires and fires burning around our state impacting our area. 83 right now on our Dust Devil Sky Cam, feels like 82, so a nice pleasant day. Winds are light at 6 miles per hour and our sunset at 7:48. Here's our satellite and radar. Again, all that moisture we had this morning has pushed on up to the north and to the east, and we see clear skies. Again, we'll have a ridge of high pressure starting to move in over the weekend. And where's that heat coming from? Well, it's coming from the south. Of course, hot air down here in Texas, but we're going to see the hot, warm air moving up from the south into our region. So we are going to get a nice warm weekend. We also have moisture moving up from the south as well. That's going to increase moisture in the Pacific Northwest. But storms should remain to the south of the Columbia Basin Tri-Cities. We could see a few pop-up thunderstorms, Hermiston, Pendleton tomorrow. But again, we're going to remain dry in the Columbia Basin and Yakima Valley. Let's take a look at Futurecast and see those storms as they start to develop into the area tomorrow. And again, most of it way off to the east. Could see a few storms here in the Heppner area along the southern foothills of the Blues, just outside of Pendleton. And again, just kind of smoothing on by Walla Walla. So overall, look for a nice dry weekend. And again, the smoke and haze is the big story. Tonight's overnight lows in the 50s and 60s. Pleasant out there if you're heading out to the fair and rodeo or any events this evening. It's looking pretty good tonight. For tomorrow, we'll see those temperatures rise up again. Upper 90s here in the Columbia Basin, Walla Walla and Hermiston. Lower 90s here in the Yakima and Kittitas Valley. So warm day, temperatures just slightly above average. Planning your day tomorrow, again, prepare for that smoke and haze throughout the day. We'll hit the high at 4 o'clock of 92, starting your day at 67. If you're heading out to the Benton Franklin Fair and Rodeo, again, going to see those hazy conditions. A little cool there in the morning, heating up to 96 by 4 p.m. In Walla Walla, same thing, more smoke and haze, 65 to start your day, up to 95 by 4 o'clock. Weather photos, another great one. Christy Myers of Walla Walla sent this one in. She said this was the Bennington Lake area. So great shot, Christy. Remember, you can send your weather photos to slee@applevalleyNewsNow.com. Let's take a look at the weekend forecast. Again, those hot temperatures Sunday and Monday will continue. Columbia Basin Tri-Cities just under the triple-digit mark, might hit 100 degrees, however. And then in Walla Walla, we stay warm. Now, we have bigger changes coming to the forecast next week, and I'll get to that in our final weather forecast. Alyssa?
Thanks, Stacy. And for those of you looking to get out of the heat and haze this weekend, how about $4 movie tickets? Sunday is the return of National Cinema Day, which started last year as a way to get people back into movie theaters after the pandemic. AMC Theaters and Regal Movies are among the chains offering those $4 tickets and discounted popcorn. So all movies out in theaters are included in the deal. To buy tickets or to see if your closest theater is participating, you can go to nationalcinemaday.org. Now, one movie you should not expect to see in theaters this year, though, Dune Part 2. It was supposed to open in November. That's now been pushed to March of next year because of the actors' strike that's still going on in Hollywood tonight. Actors aren't allowed to promote studio projects during a strike, and delaying the release could mean that studios aren't expecting an end to that strike anytime soon. All right, here's a question for you to think about. How much would you pay for an 18-pound prize-winning ham? I know inflation has made things more expensive. This one, though, might just be a new record. We're going to talk about why the buyers were willing to pay millions of dollars for the meat next on Apple Valley News Now at 5.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now, sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Warning, your air conditioner unit needs service. Would you like me to call Bruce?
Yes, call Bruce.
Thanks to today's modern technology, it's never been easier to call Bruce Heating and Air. When your AC unit needs serviced, call Bruce.
Oh my gosh.
Let's get this party started. Just make sure you call the right Bruce.
Now through September 30th, receive rebates up to $2,250 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Bruce Heating and Air. Check out Columbia Basin Buildings and Sheds, your local Old Hickory Sheds dealer. We sell and deliver a wide variety of buildings, including storage sheds, lofted barns, playhouses, cabins, and more. Come visit us at 3680 West Van Giesen Street in West Richland.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right, all year round. Right now at participating dealers, get a Kubota compact tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months.
Find a Kubota dealer near you at gokubota.com.
At Honda, we offer complimentary maintenance for 2 years or 24,000 miles with the Honda Service Pass program. Enjoy the ride, knowing we cover routine items like oil changes, tire rotations, and multi-point inspections. Honda Service Pass, available to purchasers of all 2023 Honda vehicles. Get yours today.
David, did you remember to get me an anniversary present?
Anniversary? Of course, it's Mattress Depot USA's anniversary, and we're having a gigantic sale.
Take advantage of our best prices of the year.
And interest-free financing.
David, you do know anniversaries only come once a year, right?
Yes, and if you miss ours, you'll be sorry.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Since 1968, Sundown M Ranch has helped over 200,000 patients and families recover from the effects of substance use disorders.
I was ashamed, humiliated, and not sure if I could be helped, but I listened and found a completely different way to live by spending time at Sundown.
I did not believe there was a way out of the dark hole my life had become. Sundown M Ranch provided a foundation for me to find a new way to live.
Sundown M Ranch. Today is the first day of the rest of your life.
And welcome back. It's fair season, and that means lots of auctions happening across the country. But this one might just be the biggest one.
I could hardly believe this. A Grand Champion ham was sold at the Kentucky State Fair for more than $500,000 per pound. Check this out.
Colonel, we got this ham sold. $5 million there, $5 million here, Central Bank and Killing Crack.
That's going to be $10 million, ain't it? $10 million.
A lot of state fairs are known for particular things. Iowa's known for a butter cow. Kentucky is known for now a $10 million country ham.
That is some expensive sandwiches.
Would you want to eat it?
I don't know. Maybe you just display it for a while. So a former UN ambassador and Central Bank were both at that breakfast. They teamed up for the winning bid. And it is a good cause. The money all goes to charities across the state of Kentucky. They're building homes for dozens of people who lost everything in historic flooding last year. They're donating to the Boys and Girls Club. But oh my goodness, I I don't know that I would be able to do it.
Right? That's a lot of money. But again, like you said, all going to a good cause.
Good cause. And I mean, what a story to tell. This is what you're serving for dinner.
Eat it all.
Yeah.
Clean that plate. All right, stay here. We're going to have a final look at your weather, that 7-day planning forecast, and big changes coming your way next week when we come right back.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now, sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Toyota's national sales event is on. Make the most of summer with a new Toyota. We want the Great Tacoma. Great Tacoma coming in hot. On it!
Highlander Hybrid.
Highlander Hybrid on the double hang.
Here we go. That Red RAV4.
Run a Red RAV4.
Hit the deck.
Now that's how you holler.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance. Visit your local Toyota dealer to learn more. Reserve yours at toyota.com.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Sweetie pie?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm afraid this closet is full. Do you really need all of these shirts?
I was waiting until I could fit into them again.
And how's that going?
Well, not so well.
This closet isn't getting any bigger. How about we make some space?
I guess I could pick a few out and
Good.
Donate them to Goodwill.
Your donations to Goodwill support our local Employment Connection Center, a free walk-in job search assistance program.
Good job. Goodwill.
Set summer in motion with the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet. Like the CR-V and the Accord, both with available hybrid powertrains, designed to deliver more thrilling performance and more innovative tech. Make every adventure more electrifying with Honda, the most awarded brand in Car and Driver 10 Best history. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Need a new furry pal? It's Operation Best Friend from Apple Valley News Now. Each Wednesday, we'll feature lovable pets from area shelters wanting forever homes. Operation Best Friend from Windermere Group 1 and Apple Valley News Now.
Get ready for fun in paradise during the PRCA Rodeo at the Walla Walla Fair and Frontier Days. You get 3 action-packed nights during the 5-day fair to see the best cowboys and cowgirls in rodeo. Pick up tickets today to get in on the action. Your invitation to have fun in paradise is waiting at the Walla Walla Fair and Frontier Days, August 30th to September 3rd at the fairgrounds in Walla Walla.
Hey fans, it's Eric the Peanut Guy from your Tri-City Dust Devils. Join us on Friday, August 25th for a special Vineros jersey auction presented by Roto-Rooter. After the Dust Devils play in their alternate identity as the Vineros de Tri-City, we will be auctioning off all game-used uniforms with proceeds going to charity. Then on Saturday, August 26th, we put a bow on the evening with our spectacular post-game fireworks show thanks to McCacken Electric. For tickets, visit DustDevilsBaseball.com. Dust Devils Baseball. It'll blow you away.
Tonight, searching for survivors in Hawaii.
I'm going to make sure the state has everything it needs.
The tragedy with generations of history reduced to ashes. More Americans turn to the most watched program on television, World News Tonight with David Muir.
Welcome back. Saturday is National Dog Day, much like every Saturday at my house, Stacy. Now, this is a time to celebrate working dogs, family pets. It was originally created to publicize how many dogs need to be rescued every year. It's a great time to think about adopting, to start fostering, volunteering at a local shelter, or just donating to a shelter or rescue organization. And Stacy, I know my dog is going to want to walk on Saturday.
Right.
Is it going to be too hot for that, though?
You might want to get out early because it is going to be a hot day on Saturday. Yeah, every day is dog day at our house,
right.
Just saying. But yeah, let's take a look at our planning forecast here again. Hot and hazy in Yakima. We'll see temperatures climbing up to 92 on Saturday, close to the triple digits Sunday, Monday. And look at the big swing, 98 down to 80 in one day. And then, yes, a chance of rain showers coming through. And those temperatures are going to stay well below average into the week there in Yakima. Tri-Cities, similar deal, temperatures just under the triple digit mark. And then a big slide down into the 80s on Tuesday with a chance of much needed rain showers. But I'm just astounded by how low these temperatures are going in the month of August, particularly the end of August. And maybe it's the end of these heat waves, not sure yet, but we could see another heat wave coming up in September. Hazy skies through the weekend in Walla Walla, and those thunder showers developing on Monday. Again, those temperatures sliding down into the 70s, well below average for this time of year. So again, pay attention to the air quality this weekend and have a great weekend.
Great weekend, and then bundle up for the first day of school, I guess.
There you go.
Thanks, Stacy. Thank you so much for watching. World News Tonight with David Muir is next. We're back tonight at 6, and you can always find the latest anytime on our website, applevalleyNewsNow.com.